Hey, my beautiful friends. I hope you all are doing well today. I just wanted to come on in today's video and just chat with you guys briefly about how things are going. Give me just a sec. So yeah, I wanted to just chat with you guys today about how things are going and everything. How today has been, how I'm feeling, all of the things, because I am trying really hard to keep the anxiety and the PTSD triggers at bay, which has been hard, but I've been trying really, really hard. And everything, and I just wanted to just talk a little bit while processing the fact that my trauma is very deep, and the one thing that I have noticed that really helps is to think of my different parts of my trauma in different ways. So like I recently learned about what I now know is called PTSD rage, which is like getting really, really angry. And to me, that almost feels like it kind of feels like my brain is like on fire in a sense, and I can't control it, and there's like no way to extinguish that fire, and it can be triggered by pretty much it can be triggered by a lot of different things, and everything like that, but I've been trying to manage it because I think I spent a lot of my life being in this unsafe environment and constantly being stressed and constantly being on hyper vigilance and being hyper alert of pretty much everything. And so I have been trying to kind of calm down that part of my brain and to tell myself that I am safe. And I have Godzilla here with me, my little Godzilla friend. And we are also joined here by Charizard. He is my nighttime buddy. He protects me while I'm sleeping and everything, and he is currently also joining us, as well as in the back. I don't know if you guys will be able to see, but back here, SpongeBob is also here. He also sleeps with me at night, so we've got all of the buddies with us, and I'm wearing my Boo shirt and pajamas, because we're getting close to October, and I'm manifesting kind of like cold weather and everything, which not happening yet. We're getting rain and stuff, but the cold weather hasn't yet happened. But it's getting there. We're getting closer. I just wanted to come in here and just talk. I have a drink because I have been having this cough that it's all day today, that like when I talk too much or when I do anything for a long period of time, I start coughing like uncontrollably. So I apologize in advance for any coughing during this video. I genuinely don't like coughing, but it's happening. And my hair is a mess because I need to wash it again, so excuse the messy hair. But anyway, today has kind of been kind of a day of reflection. I've been reflecting a lot on like the last few weeks. I've been reflecting a lot on like the trauma and on all of just who I am as a person and the things that make me who I am, and my own insecurities and my own issues, and trying my best to find better ways to deal with things, which has been hard because I'm learning that healing from trauma isn't linear. It's not like you get better and then it just goes away and the trauma is no longer there. It's you get better, you heal, you've done the work, you do well, and then suddenly something happens and it's like you're triggered all over again. And then you work through it again, and then something else triggers you that you thought wouldn't trigger you, and then you work through that, and it's like a cycle that just keeps happening. And the thing I've realized is I have a lot of internalized, and I have a lot of undealt with anger and a lot of undealt with resentment towards things in my life. I have a lot of guilt still built up. I feel like anytime there's like an injustice or something is not fair per se, I get very, very upset, and when I get upset, it ends up turning into like either a shutdown or a meltdown, or it turns into full-on anger, and that anger comes out, like I said, like a fire. It's not pretty, and oftentimes, like, the thing about my anger is the person it hurts the most is me, because I'm the kind of person where it's like I don't externalize or like lash out at people. I kind of lash out at myself a little bit in this sense. I was having like that. It's like I have this tendency to isolate myself when I'm angry or when I'm feeling a big emotion like that, when I'm triggered in any sort of way. I will inadvertently push people away, people who are trying to help me, and I want to be left alone, and I want to escape, and I don't want to be there anymore. And it's very hard because after the initial feeling happens, and after I get through that intensity, that like ball of fire, after I get through that ball of fire that just rages, and like it's like once I manage to tame that ball of fire, I then end up feeling guilty. I then end up feeling like sick to my stomach. I then end up feeling headachy, and I feel awful, and I feel like I've ruined everything, and I feel like I've ruined relationships, even if that's not the case, even if that's not what's happened. It very much kind of feels that way, and it's rough because I know logically that I haven't ruined relationships. I haven't ruined anything. My husband, who is absolutely amazing, like, tells me on a regular basis after those moments, because he lives with me, he sees a lot of it. And he always tells me that he chose to marry me, and that meant even through everything, because he has known about all of this trauma since long before we even got married. I was fairly honest about all of that from the very beginning of our friendship, then later on our relationship. He basically has known me for pretty much my entire adult life. He met me when I just turned 18, and we have been together, we've been friends and together basically ever since. We weren't always like dating, but we've been friends and stuff for pretty much most of it. We've been friends for the whole thing, and we've been in relationship and like on and off for a big part of that time too. At least about half. I'd say about half of our friendship we've been together in a sense. We've been like either married, engaged, dating, something of the sort. But yeah, it's hard because I want to be able to like I want to not feel so like guilty all the time for everything. I feel like if I have any kind of emotion, whether that's related to anything, whether that's because my anxiety is acting up, or whether that's because my depression is acting up, or whether that's because I've been triggered from trauma, whether that's anything, I always tend to feel guilty. I always tend to feel like I've done something wrong. I tend to blame myself a lot. I also tend to over-apologize. Anybody who knows me really well will tell you that I will say I'm sorry probably more than I need to. And it's just, it's hard because I don't like feeling that way. My brain is like constantly trying to process all of this input all the time and trying to learn how to scan for safety and how to be safe, and oftentimes certain situations don't feel safe even if they are. So like going to friends' houses, certain friends don't feel safe even if they've never given me a reason to not feel safe, if that makes sense. Certain environments don't feel safe even if they should. Like if I go to a grocery store, whether that's Target, Walmart, anywhere, and there's too many people, it feels overwhelming. It feels unsafe. It feels like something's going to happen. It leaves me feeling very anxious. And so sometimes I will end up going to a place like Walmart or Target. Usually it's Target, because Target, for some reason, I find Target to be a calming place to go, generally, especially during the week when everybody's at work or at school, or when there's nobody around, really, or not that many people around. And I oftentimes will end up just sitting in the parking lot, like, as far away from everybody as possible, but still close enough that I feel like I'm a part of things a little bit. Because the thing is, like, my bedroom is like my safe space, right? This environment that I'm in now is my safe space, is the place where I feel the most safe at the moment. Yet, it also at the same time, I get to a point where I need to go elsewhere. I can't always just be in these walls, in this house all the time, and that comes from a history of, like, my car was my safe place for a long time. It wasn't my bedroom for a long time. My car was my safe place. So my car is also designed to be kind of like a safe environment. But it's just, it oftentimes feels that way, where it's like, I oftentimes, even like now, if like for example, if hubby's playing like a video game and he gets frustrated in the video game, or he makes some really like loud sound that I'm not anticipating, whether that's a happy sound or a frustrated sound or any unexpected noise, will give me a lot of anxiety. And I hate it. I hate it so much. I don't know how else to explain it. I generally don't like it, and I want to feel safe, you know? I want to not feel like I constantly have to subconsciously scan for threats, even if I'm not aware that I'm doing it, because sometimes I'm not even aware I'm doing it. But sometimes my heart rate will skyrocket, or like I'll feel uneasy and I won't know why. And then before I know it, it's like I'm having an anxiety attack, or I'm having a meltdown, or I'm shutting down, or like oftentimes things like conflicts cause me to shut down, or they cause me to like withdraw, because for a long time conflict didn't feel safe. And learning to feel safe in conflict, and learning to feel safe in environments where people may get annoyed with me or may get frustrated with me is not always going to necessarily equate to something bad happening. And that's something that's going to take time to unlearn, and a pattern that I'm not going to just get over like that. It's going to take time. And I struggle to be kind to myself sometimes, because I feel like I should be in a better place than I am with some of this stuff. So, yeah. I don't know how else to describe it. That's just something that's been on my mind, something I've been thinking about. And for me, things like Godzilla, Pokemon, things like that, like, they bring me comfort. Bluey brings me comfort. There are certain things that just bring me a lot of comfort. The Good Name Moon, the book, bring me a lot of comfort. My blankets and things. SpongeBob is another comfort one for me. There's just several things that I like to watch that are comforting. Even play things like nature documentaries or nature scenes. Like right now I have a thing on the TV that's literally just ocean waves. Yeah. Anyway. I'm excited for the holiday season again, because the holiday season is like my joy, is like my happy place. I'm excited to be able to go visit my mom again. And to be able to be with her, because I miss my mom. So. Anyway. I think I'm going to go, and I'm going to try to relax and probably sleep some if I can. I don't really feel super duper tired, like sleep tired, but I feel like mentally and physically tired, even though I'm not like sleepy tired. At least I don't think I am. I'm just mentally exhausted from everything, processing everything. And yeah. Anyway, I love you guys. As always, remember, if you're going through it, you'll get through it. And remember who you are. And remember that it's okay to have comfort items. It's okay to like certain things and to find comfort in certain things. So, anyway, I will talk to you guys in the next one. I love you guys. Bye.